Hey, what's going on, guys? Mangum Son here, bring you another episode of I Heard You Never. And today we're going to be talking about Elden Ring. We're going to be talking about adventuring around the world of Elden Ring. We're going to be talking about the freedom of open world, the boss encounters, and stuff like that. Today I got Shame with me, and we are going to be talking about Elden Ring. How are you doing, Shame?
Doing good, man. What's up, guys?
So the open world of Elden Ring is a vast game. It is deep and it has a lot of mechanics that go along with it. I mean, just the sheer amount of things that happen on the map that, like, if you pulled up any guide for the map, you would see that there was a whole bunch of dots and stuff like that. Like, how do you feel about, like, because right now, I think I got about 300 hours in the game. Like, how long have you been playing Elden Ring?
25 hours today. So, yeah, barely anything.
So you're basically a veteran amongst the Elden Ring community, and we're glad to have you.
Yeah. Yeah, veteran to get my ass whooped.
So you start off in Limgrave, and you go up to the Royal Lucaria Academy, head up to an area in the mountains, and you end up, like, it's just you end up going underground. You end up going to, like, a place similar to hell. There's lots of transversal things in the game. I mean, just, again, overwhelming. So far, do you think that that's how it's going? Is it a bit overwhelming?
That was not my experience on the route that I took. I wanted apparently the struggle bus first inadvertently. I ended up watching a guide on YouTube. It was a pretty cool build, I thought. It's Dragon Steel build, use dragon magic, and I was like, man, that looks cool as shit. Run around, spitting fire, burning shit. Hell yeah, man, that's what I want to do. Shit, kind of one and done, and that was it, man. I ran into Elden Ring and kind of raw dogged it, man. Just figured that I'd be where I be, and I ended up in Caelid, and that is not the area I wanted to be in. It was a lot of abuse going on in that area. I owed a lot of people money. I wore the wrong colors. I had to get the hell out of there.
So Caelid is that area. It's got the Scarlet Rot. I want to say it is the remnants of the battle between Melania and Radon. And it's covered in poison. It's got a lot of flaming zombies walking around everywhere. It's got hellhounds with heads the size of houses. Some worm-like creatures that spit their entrails at people. I mean, yeah, it's a fantastic place.
Yeah, it was very welcoming. Everybody ran out of where they were to greet me, over and over and over and over. And yeah, I should have probably watched the rest of the video and realized that the individual I was watching was doing a speed run to get a bunch of endgame shit early in the game to do this profit build. But after you spoke to me and you told me, hey, get the hell out of Caelid, I actually remembered after, you also told me that I need to follow the Sides of Grace, with the big giant yellow arrow that tells me the direction to go in.
Do you think that if, like, let's say you was to get quote unquote in-game stuff, that it would have made your experience, like, cheaper? Like, if you had 5 magic seals, I forget how many you can actually acquire. You get 5 magic seals, you end up getting, like, Malekith's great sword. Right now, 25 hours in, you don't know what that is, but, or if you ended up getting some OP powerful weapon, with the way that the weapon scaling is, you have to invest in a weapon. Even if you did get anything in game, would that have cheapened the experience?
I don't think so, because you still have to understand how to play your character. A lot of my issue right now is I feel like I have pretty good damage, but I get real lost in the sauce. I'm getting pressured. The boss is getting me. I owe money or something. This dude does not want me, whatever he's doing. He's giving me the business. So as soon as I'm getting hit, I'm trying to crack my my potions in the back, and just the timing on the potions and the dodge roll I start panic dodging, and he's just slamming me. So you still have to know how to parry and block and dodge and jump. Yeah, even if I got in game loot, if you don't know how to play it, they're still going to give you the business. You may kill a couple guys, but you're still a random rat's going to run up and kill you because you don't know what the hell you're doing.
Now, in my time of playing the game, I dabbled in some bow usage. I dabbled in using great swords and regular swords. The weapon diversity for me when I was playing the game, maybe it was because I didn't like a certain item or such, but I kind of felt like I had to go melee weapon. I couldn't really, I couldn't main a bow per se. Like the amount of arrows or exploding arrows and what have you, like the bow and arrow thing just felt kind of weird. I don't like it kind of pigeonholed me into you're using this type of weapon and this is what you should use. I love great swords. They do a lot of damage. Um, I mean, same experience for you.
I I think the way I look at it, it's basically toolbox, man. They give you all of these items. You can use them if it fits your play style, and I think that you really have to find out what play style you wanted to go in. If you're melee based, then you're gonna want to go melee based. I went Prophet. Prophet probably wasn't necessarily the best one for me, but I'm ended up maining mostly casting spells. I'm throwing fireballs, black flame. That is 90% of what I'm doing. I'm really only using the sword every once in a while. I'm trying. That's what I just find myself using. The bow felt kind of, I don't know, weak. I don't know if that's because I'm trying it so low in the game. I understand it's probably got its space in the game. I appreciate getting so many options, but for the way I'm enjoying playing right now, I just don't think it's me. I'm not saying they shouldn't be in the game, obviously, but
Now you keep saying you start off as a prophet. I do remember briefly of picking like a quote unquote class to start with, of like where my main stats were going to be allocated and whatnot. But by the time that I ended up getting down the road a little bit, I kind of just, I don't know, I almost threw that out the window. I don't know about the like, I didn't really have any starting character feeling of like, man, since I start off with this character, I feel like I'm more powerful, or oh, I should have went back and restarted my character from scratch because I don't like the beginning stats that it had or whatever. Because I may have picked a prophet because I think I liked faith spells and whatever, but I became some sword wielding, heavy armor toting, black flame using, kind of a similar build to you, I suppose.
I think it kind of pigeonholes you into beginning of the game. I can't carry anything really above like a medium load without getting the really flop dodge, like the remnant flop dodge over here. I don't want that slow dodge. I still want to keep a regular dodge, so I have to stay at a medium load. And because the Prophet's base stat spread, unless I'm going to burn a bunch of points over that direction, I have to keep that armor. So that's kind of the way I'm looking at it. Is it's going to keep you from using really heavy weapons, really heavy armor. And if that's something you want to do, you should go with somebody that with like a strength or dexterity high stat. I mean, it's not make or break, but in my opinion, you're wasting points.
If I level up my character enough, I can have all the stats maxed out. I can use any build that I want, and I don't know. Some people just don't get there. Some people actually, I want to say if when it came to the DLC, what was it? Shadow of the Erdtree, I think that it was called. When that came out, I want to say more than 40 to 50% of the people who bought it couldn't play that DLC because they couldn't beat that Fail Omen. I forget what his name was. Moog? I think it was Moog. Yeah, Moog, the Dark Lord down there in below the map, right?
I mean, I could definitely see that. When Elden Ring came out, we were talking about this earlier, that I couldn't even remember why I didn't purchase Elden Ring when it first came out. And I remember it was hard as shit. And I was happy playing Destiny at the time. I didn't want to go in and get in the struggle and just die every 3 seconds.
Destiny 2, that's that dying game, right? That's the game that's dead.
Perpetually dead all the time. We just keep it on life support by some brand loyalty to it. But yeah, maybe if we let it die, they can launch Destiny 3 and actually fix the game. But hey.
Well, Heresy just came out. They got the new. What, I don't even know what they got going on right now. I think it's called like Echoes, Chapters, and Acts. They can't even figure out what they want to call their seasons anymore, and things just keep rolling over. I don't know what Destiny 2 is gonna do.
My opinion, they need to kill it. They need to bring back a D1 rebrand or Destiny 3. You still have so many people that play the original game. Destiny 2's been out, what, 3 times longer than the original game, and people still enjoy the original game more than the second game. I mean, we've just provided them excuses over excuses. But I mean, hey, that can be a conversation for a different day.
Destiny has a big open, like a big universe. I would say it has a vast universe. It got all these different planets going around there, and in Elden Ring you have these like layers of different lands that you go to. So like Royal Lucaria Academy is like a swamp land. You have Limgrave that's like a forest. Caelid that's that poison swamp, and above there is the ice giant territory. I mean, we got a bunch of games coming out this year. You just jumped into Elden Ring. With the worlds of games getting so big, I mean, do you see yourself pivoting off of Elden Ring now that you're in it, or you feel like it's a game that you have to stick with it, or you're gonna stop playing it?
I mean, it's definitely a game that I would stick with. I mean, I'm gonna at least finish it one run through for sure. With Night Rain coming out, I'm going to get through the DLC. That's my goal, at least. I mean, hopefully I'm not the 60% of the individuals that don't end up beating the boss to even get me in the DLC, but I would imagine I should be able to get through there. But the game diversity, I mean, there's so many games coming out that you just have to figure out what you want. But Elden Ring is a fantastic game. I mean, they give you so many choices. It's a huge game. Amazing.
It markets itself as an open world. It has a lot of places you can go. Again, you can, if I want to beeline it to, I don't actually think I can beeline it to the ice giants territory if I wanted to. I don't remember if there was a in-game barrier that kind of stops you from doing that if you had to pass through the Royal Lucaria Academy, which you can't get through without a magic key. Even if that's the case, right? It says it's an open world game, but I get blocked off from stuff. Is it open world? Is it really giving me the option to do whatever I want to? Like you were over there in Caelid, you could have got some in-game items. You saw the YouTube video, the guy ran around like a chicken with his head cut off to get a whole bunch of stuff before he got the fuck out of Dodge. And I don't really know if I can consider Elden Ring completely open world. It's kind of on rails. I am following the sights of grace. It's taking me to where I need to go.
I mean, you can say that. That's more of like, hey, you should go this way. You have the ability to go wherever the hell you want. Hey, I was in Caelid. Am I going to be able to beat that dragon? Maybe. Do I want to sit there and die 1,000 times before I learn every single mechanic from the dragon so I can stab it and do like 60 damage? Hell no, I don't. It ends up being a skill issue, man. If you are that dude, you can probably go anywhere in Elden Ring and get through it. Who's that dude that runs around with the bowl with the underwear that got real hyped up when it first?
Let me solo her.
Yeah, that dude could probably start this game, go wherever in the game beginning, and just get through it. And you know, I'm not that dude. I'm definitely not that dude. A rat comes around the corner and bites me in the ankle and I'm dead. So I need to stay on the rails where they tell me to go, you know, on the path per se. I should definitely not be venturing out in the woods.
To make an OP character in the game, let's say I got all the, what are they called, seeds? Are they called golden seeds? In order to they give you more potions, more mana flasks, more potion flasks. I want to say that's what the golden seeds do.
Yeah.
To make an OP character, it shouldn't be too hard if we're following YouTube guides and stuff like that. I mean, the game's only like 2 years and some change old.
So I mean, from my experience, the golden seeds, they're beneficial, but they're not going to do any good if you walk over there and get one shotted. There's nothing to heal when you're dead. So they're good for where you're at. If you're just running around picking up golden seeds and you're in somewhere we're not supposed to be and there's a bunch of shit one-shotting you, it's not going to do you any good. You either get good or you get better shit. One of the two.
There's that Night Rain DLC that is coming out. It's not like Shadow of the Erdtree. It's more of its own thing. It is more of a speed running boss rush mode. I mean, now that you're playing the game, I guess getting familiar with it, will Night Rain even appeal to you, since it's going to be like a real online multiplayer boss rush mode for Elden Ring itself? Like, do you think that's something you're going to be interested in when it comes out? It's a whole $40.
I mean, to be honest with you, I don't know. I gotta wait till it comes out. I'll see what it's about. Watch some videos on it. I am enjoying it, so it is potentially something I figure by the time I'm done with this game, I'll probably have about 200 hours in it, maybe 300. So I will be pretty deep in here. I mean, if I'm still hooked on it, I will definitely be going into Night Rain.
They did add some good mechanics in the game. I guess more of better fighting mechanics in the game. Let me see if I can phrase that better. Like, they put martial arts into the game, and I know you haven't got there yet. I want to say that's some Shadow of the Erdtree stuff, but if you had it now, if you could use the martial arts in the game, do you think that would change the way that you'll be tackling some of these things? Would you even dabble into martial arts? I mean, like a monk from PoE 2, and you're going around giving out ice fists?
As cool as it sounds, I don't think I am, man. This game definitely humbled some of my opinions of myself. I got the claws, and I was like, "Hey, man, Wolverine, run around and kill stuff." If my experience with martial arts is like that, yeah, I need to stay the fuck away from the enemies and keep my distance.
That experience overall, like, when I did encounter that guy out there into the world that you have to fight to end up getting the martial arts, it did bring some interesting things to the table, but not exactly game changing, game breaking per se. But it sounds like you're having a good time in Elden Ring. Sounds like you are willing to put yourself out there to try the new DLC of the Night Rain. That's coming up, I want to say January, March, April, and I think it's May, sometime in May. And I do like to thank you for joining me here on this episode of I Heard You Never, and I hope I hear you never gave up on Elden Ring, so that we can come back and talk about this later.
Yep. All right, guys. Thank you.
All right, now, so if you guys did like the video, if you did like the format, go ahead and hit the like button. If you didn't like the video, go ahead and hit that dislike button. And I will see you in the next episode of I Heard You Never, and I will see you in the next one.